Chapter 19, Bird of Prey. Most of the kids from Jack's school wanted to race to the Imperial War Museum as fast as they could. Their plan was to head straight to the gift shop and spend their pocket money on something completely unrelated to the exhibits, like a smelly rubber in the shape of an ice cream that they could sniff all the way home. All Jack wanted to do was stare at the Spitfire. The machine always had this pull on him. Today that pull seemed stronger than ever. The Spitfire had been built to bring death and destruction, but she was also a thing of great beauty. Seeing her again, Jack understood why this particular fighter plane, above all others, had entered into legend. If only he could take it up to the air. Up and away, he muttered to himself. It seemed a shame about this great warbird that it was gathering dust in a museum when she should be zooming through the sky. From every angle, the Spitfire was stunning. Looking at her from below, Jack noticed how her underneath was as smooth and pale as the underside of a killer whale. The wings appeared strong and powerful, like those of a bird of prey. Jack's most favourite part of all was the wooden propeller, sat on the nose of the plane. It looked more like a military moustache. It was as if the Spitfire wasn't a machine at all, but a person. In this tall display room, there were flights of steps that led up to a raised walkway. This gave visitors a better look at all the different planes dangling from the ceiling. But when Jack went up there to study the Spitfire further, he noticed something very curious. The Perspex bubble that sat atop the Spitfire cockpit had steamed up. There had to be something inside. Yet more curious was the sound coming from the cockpit. It was the sound of snoring. Someone must be fast asleep in the Spitfire. Chapter 20, Breaking the Rules. Come along, Jack, called Miss Verity from below, before turning to go into the next room of the museum. Coming, miss, the boy shouted from the walkway, even though he had no intention of following her just yet. You need to find out if someone really was asleep in the Spitfire. Hello? Called Jack, now in the direction of the fighter plane. There was no response. Hello? He called out again, a little louder this time. Still no response. From the walkway, it was impossible for the boy to reach the Spitfire directly. A running jump was sure to be fatal. The planes were all suspended high off the ground. However, the wing of the Sopwith Camel was not far away from the walkway. If Jack could somehow clamber up onto that, he would be able to crawl along it to the next plane. Eventually, he would be able to reach the Spitfire. Jack could be brave in his imaginary aeroplane, but he had never felt brave in real life, just shy and rather timid. Now he was about to break all the rules. Jack took a deep breath. Not daring to look down, the boy climbed up onto the handrail of the walkway. He closed his eyes for a moment before leaping onto the wing of the World War I biplane. Thunk! The Sopwith Camel was largely made of wood and much lighter than the boy had imagined. His weight made the ancient fighter plane wobble. For a moment, Jack was terrified he might lose his balance and plummet to the ground. Thinking fast, he crouched down to his hands and knees and spread his weight. Scuttling like a crab, he moved along the wings until he was near the next plane. This was the Luftwaffe's dreaded Focke-Wulf. To reach it, the boy had to make a jump. Once again, he took a deep breath and sprang through the air. Thunk! He landed on the wing of the Focke-Wulf. Now Jack was just one plane away from the Spitfire. The boy was so close, the snoring coming from the cockpit was extremely loud. Unless it really was a bull elephant asleep up there, he knew that snoring only too well. Chapter 21, Jungle Roar. Oi, you! The shout rang through the great room. Jack gulped and looked down from the wing of the Luftwaffe. Focke-Wulf. He'd never really been in trouble before. Now here he was in the Imperial War Museum, leaping from wing to wing of priceless antique fighter airplanes. An extremely large security guard was looking down at him. It was like the museum had captured the biggest gorilla in the jungle, stuffed it into a uniform and placed a peaked cap on its head. Thick tufts of black hair sprouted from his nose, neck and ears. Me? Asked the boy innocently. as if it was perfectly normal to be crouched on the wing of a World War II fighter plane hanging from the ceiling of the Imperial War Museum. "Yes, you! Get down from there!" "No," said Jack, still pretending he didn't know what all the fuss was about. "Yes!" The man was becoming angry, his voice morphing into something of a jungle roar. This roar was so loud that it drew all the museum's other visitors back into the room. Soon the children from Jack's school were looking up at their classmate in disbelief. The boy's face turned scarlet with embarrassment. Finally, Miss Verity herself stormed in, her long flowing skirt swishing along the floor. "Jack Bunting!" she fumed. "You knew you were in trouble when a teacher used your full name. Come down from there this instant! You are bringing disgrace on this school!" The school had a very poor reputation, so Jack wasn't sure he could bring further disgrace upon it. However, this was not a time or a place to argue. What's more, the boy had more important things on his mind. "I just need to jump onto this Spitfire, miss, and then I promise I'll come straight down," he said. There was a ripple of laughter from all the kids. The towering security guard did not find it funny. He bounded up on the walkway. Not only did he look like a gorilla, he seemed to have the skills of one too. Soon he had leapt onto the wing of the Sopwith camel, but also, like a gorilla, he must have been 10 times heavier than the boy. The biplane swung violently from side to side, its wings smashing into the next plane. Crash! This made the Focke-Wulf that he was crouched on sway dramatically on the side. Swing! The poor boy lost his balance completely now. He stumbled, dropped, and was left hanging from the Focke-Wulf's wing by his fingertips. "Ah!" Jack cried in fear. "Hold on, Jack!" cried Miss Verity from below. The great room at the Imperial War Museum had never seen such drama. It would reflect badly on me if a pupil was to lose their life on a school trip. Jack could feel his fingers slipping off the cold, shiny metal on the Focke-Wulf's wing, one by one. "Stay right there!" growled the security guard. "What else am I going to do?" thought the boy. It was awfully long way down.